Right, what did Enda Kenny say? He says it's about time county councils got back into the business of providing houses. They've been given the money, the opportunity and the incentives to open sites that are currently off limits, and they must get on with the job. It is all their fault, seemingly, the councils, that social houses haven't been built. Well, let's talk to the chair of Wicklow County Council, Fianna Fáil's Pat Fitzgerald. Hi, Pat.
Morning, Declan.
Good morning to you, and of course over the last while as well that Taoiseach was talking about the chairmanship of Wicklow County Council. The Cahirlach was John Ryan of Enda's very own party, and he hasn't been available for comment, but you're in the chair at the moment, so it is all the council's fault that you haven't got enough houses.
I heard the Taoiseach's comments, but I think he's a little bit off track there, to be quite honest about it, more than a little bit off track. The provision of social housing, be it in direct provision by the local authority or acquisitions or supply by an approved housing body, represent the partnership between the state and the local authority, and it involves a huge investment. Wicklow County Council have been more than active in recent times and have sent a lot of applications up to the department, and to date, as I see it here at the moment, we have two that can certainly go ahead, which is in Rathdrum for 20 units and one in Kilbride Lane and Bray for 42 units. And as I look at the list here of the recommendations or approved, seeking approval from the department, I'm not going to go through the names of them, but you need stage one approval, which means that you effectively the local authority is given the approval to progress schemes to design or feasibility stage, and the department covers the fees. And I'm looking at the list here that has gone into the department, and the first 6 I see here, depending on department approval. Now, myself and other councillors have been in touch with some of our Dáil representatives because there are too many links in the chain, Declan. There's too many hurdles to overcome. And I don't run with this one with Wicklow County Council. I can only speak for Wicklow County Council, delaying it. I suggest maybe Enda Kenny might ring the department and ask what is delaying some of the schemes.
So what you're saying is that it's an unfair criticism by the Taoiseach because it's in central government, it's in the government's hands how fast everything gets tracked to build the houses.
Stage one approval is important, as I stated there. And then we haven't got, I'm looking at 1, 2, 3, I'm looking at 6 here now at the moment, 7, that are waiting on stage one approval. That's to go to designing and feasibility and whatever else, right? So they haven't even got stage one approval. I'm looking at others as well that haven't got stage one approval, and definitely I think the Taoiseach mightn't be up to speed on what's happening in the department, and there has been contact with the department in the last few days from myself and other councillors here, contacting some of our Dáil deputies to see where are the blips in the system, because the blips are certainly, I can say with certainty, are not with Wicklow County Council. Wicklow County Council have the staff, we have the people in waiting there to do to bring forward these schemes, but I can assure you, and I'm saying it again, it is not Wicklow County Council's problem that these plans are not being advanced, and that's the way it is. As I said, there are 2 there at the moment that I just see here, Brody Bends and Rathdrum, that's okay, and Kilbride Lane in Bray. But I mean, there's other ones here. I just seen in Arklow where I live there. Obviously, there's 17 units planned there for McClue. There's approval was sought on the 28th of April.
And you still haven't got it because the Taoiseach says obviously local authorities many years ago were building many more houses than they have in the past years. They've lost the skill, and if you consider it in that way, they've lost the skill of building sufficient houses for their people. So you've lost the skills.
Well, I'm not sure about that, but we have the staff there. In Wicklow County Council, there were staff recruited there in 2015 and 2016, and there are the resources, the skilled people there to deal with all of these schemes. So we're waiting for the approval. We, Wicklow County Council, are awaiting.
And say if you got the approval, what happens then?
Well, then there's a whole procedure to go through. I mean, if you get approval today, construction, it could take up to 12 months for construction, because you've got to go out for tender, and there's a lot of things to be done. Like,
for God's sake, that's no use. Somebody sitting on the waiting list.
Well, the tender stage, the design stage, Declan, is 7 weeks, right? We have to then go out for a Part 8. That is the equivalent of planning. That's another 17 weeks. And then there's a tender stage of 17 weeks, which adds up to 41 weeks. But Declan, the fact is, we can't do anything until the department come back.
But Lisa, hold on. But I'm just wondering why. We've built houses before. Why do you need 7 weeks to approve a planning of a design or something like that? These are houses that.
But Declan, you have to
just take old designs.
Declan, you have to get the approval to go ahead first. That's called stage 1, where you design the houses. You have to get it right too, But the fact, look at Declan, I know what you're saying there, but the fact is we're not getting the approval. And all of the ones I see in front of me here, a lot of them, it says depending on department approval to go ahead, go further. So for Enda Kenny to suggest that Wicklow County Council or any other, well, I'm speaking for Wicklow here, are delaying this. There is no delay in Wicklow County Council. They are waiting for approval, and that's the situation.
All right.
Wicklow County Council are putting some other Part 8 through later on this year in anticipation of getting approval. But we have been in touch with the department, we being some councillors here, trying to find out what's going on. And there is something happening there, Declan, that things have slowed up there, to be quite honest about it. And we need approval to get ahead with this, because...
Well, you have to get Deputy Casey, he's got a spokesperson for, urban renewal and housing, to maybe see Barry Cowan to get on to Minister Coveney. We're going along another line.
Deputy Casey is well aware of the situation, and we have been in touch with Deputy Casey and with other deputies there, Deputy Doyle and the Minister Harris is well aware of the situation, and it's just to overcome a few obstacles here, Declan, because I want to see houses built. The people that are on the housing list want to see housing built. The other thing is, obviously, there will be jobs when you're building houses as well, which is not the most important, but is to get people off the housing list into social housing. That social housing can be provided by acquisitions, or it can be by building or whatever, but we need to get ahead with it. And for Enda Kenny to state, as emphasised briefly, that is not right.
Okay. Pat Fitzgerald, Chair of the Cllr of the Wicklow County Council. Thanks very much indeed, Pat. Good morning to you. Thank you. Sinn Féin Councillor in Arklow, Mary McDonald, says about Enda Kenny and his comments, it's past the book exercise. Enda blames the local authorities blame the department. They should stop playing past the parcel and seriously start putting roofs over people's heads. Now...